I'm currently recording this Monday, the 11th of March. I'm just gonna turn that off. Forgive the microphone, probably chewing noises as well. I just wanted to record a live vlog. This is a week and a bit before my birthday. Who knows? Life might be better by then. Might have some working some working antidepressants. Don't need any antibiotics just yet. I don't even know how much editing I'm going to do for this, to be honest. I don't think this is going to make the light of day, but if it does, I just want to talk about how hard my life has been this last 2 years. I'm coming in this gum. Forgive me if I'm making jaw moving noises. That's just a side effect of some of my medication. I'm recording this the 11th of March. I have had a psychologist appointment this morning, and it doesn't seem there's much I can do until maybe I get some new meds. So I've currently got no antidepressants running through my system. I'm trying to detox my ADHD because this sounds like it's causing my bruxism, which is the reason why my teeth are kind of grinding. Even though the dexamphetamines by themselves aren't as effective as they once were. This is a well-known thing with my GP and that. I'm trying to see if I can not necessarily withdraw, but detox some of the atomoxetine in my system. A lot of this is probably not making any sense, but that's just kind of how my brain is at the moment, which is one of the reasons why life is as tough as it is. It's also because for those that haven't read my book, didn't bother to read my book, or won't talk to me, or any of that thing, I have been emotionally abused by someone I thought was one of the most kindest, gentlest souls in the world. And for 20 years, I knew there was some darkness in them, but they have shown me nothing but kindness and light. And they became my abuser. It wasn't physical, let alone sexual. With the emotional abuse, you can probably tell it's taken its toll. I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. I even wanted to believe that they changed when they let a person everyone knows to be abusive back into their life. But I have as much reason to believe that they were emotionally using me and manipulating me from the very start. I still don't know if I want to say their name out loud. I don't know if I'm going to make this public or not. But I do want to send it to a few people, because I've been trying to talk to people for the longest time, for way too long, to try and get an answer why my abuser did what she did to me, why they felt the need to say the things they said to me. I don't want to use the term lead me on, because that feels like the wrong connotation, but they definitely lied to me when they told me that they cared about me, and explicitly when she told me she loved me when she was drunk. She never said that term before to me, or since. And for those who didn't bother to read, the context of that was that I'm turning 45 this year. And a couple of years ago, I realized there's few years ahead of my life than there are behind me. Even if I maintain or improve my health in the next few years, I don't think I'm gonna probably live past 80, given everything. Just on a purely biological thing. I realized I have spent half of my life being utterly alone and unloved. And every person I've ever fell in love with has never loved me. I've never been I'm not attractive. I've had people tell me when I suit up I look nice, but no one's ever said that I'm hot or I'm sexy. And every time I've tried to use dating services and what have you, I put out some, I don't know which way you say it now with the Tinders and that. I didn't bother going on there because I didn't want my ego to be hurt as much as it already has been demolished by being completely ignored by the entirety of society. Even groups specifically designed for geeks. They take one look at me and nope. And the woman I fell in love with once told me she couldn't possibly love me any more than she does now, which I knew she was just as a friend. And then a few months later, when I told her about all this. She comforted me, she listened to me, she didn't try to do any of that bullshit of, oh, you'll find someone. Like people also would say when I told them about what happened with this person. You'll meet someone eventually. 45 years I've been waiting. I've tried, I've waited, I've given. I gave up years ago. I didn't even want to fall in love with her. And yet I did. Because who wouldn't? The person I knew, for all her flaws, the person I knew, she couldn't see how beautiful she was. And I don't mean just physically attractive, because yeah, she's very physically attractive, but the soul I thought I saw, the soul who gave me the time of the day when she didn't need to. She's... This is what makes this hard. She didn't need she didn't need to do the thing she did to help me, to be nice to me for 20 odd years. I'm not sure I still believe that she willingly sought me out as a victim to abuse. 2 years ago, when we first started to see each other regularly, we became got really close, which she also refused to acknowledge happened. And I told her I've never felt love or in love. She just listened to me. We hugged, and as I was leaving, as I opened the door, she told me she loved me. And part of me knew it was a lie even back then. Part of me hoped it was the truth. And we got closest. We got closer still. Those few months we started, we'd put her head on my shoulder and I put mine on top of hers. We never cuddled, we'd hug, because she hugs everyone. That was genuinely the most intimate I've ever been with a person. It was the happiest. It was the happiest I've ever been with a person. It was the happiest I've ever been with love. And it was all a lie. Because then, when I got hospitalized with this fucking toe, that's when she started to emotionally distance herself from me. The week or so before I went to hospital, We spent most of the night with a group of her friends. We were both together. Even then I knew that she'd gone back together with a fucking asshole ex-boyfriend. The one she told me abused her. She flat out told me he abused her. The one, her best friend, helped get back together or maintain their relationship. Yeah, well, she was telling me that they weren't together. He was telling me that he'd be helping them for months. The implication being everything. I'm getting ahead of myself. If you've read the book that I kept trying to reach out, she kept deflecting. The 3 times I saw her after my hospitalization until my breakdown, it was like she was a different person. We met, we did a thing, she left. As opposed to we would meet up, chill, talk, go for a meal, go see a thing, or afterwards hang about. I knew something wrong, but I also didn't know there was also something wrong with me. I have not been able to feel any happiness or joy since then. A few times I've done is being like, the first time I had like an antidepressant that was working, and I was feeling some happiness for the first time because I was able to express that to my abuser that I loved her. Oh, and that's not including the 2 weeks while I was at my mental fucking worst, she just ignored me and kept leading me on. So I told her I loved her and I wanted to be out of her life because it was too hard, it was too difficult. That was my explosion in the circle of abuse. And I kept I wanted to run away and she pursued. But it didn't last. She just kept ignoring me. Every single time I tried to talk to her, she just would say yes, we'd make a date, and then she would just cancel on me, or she would just ignore me. She kept pushing me away. And I knew Valentine's Day was going to be hard. Sorry. So I knew I needed to talk to her. And she lied to me then. And that's when I wanted her out of my life. And even when talking to her best friend, even when I told him to his face, I wanted her out of my life. He manipulated me back. He gaslighted me. Maybe it wasn't all lies. He told me it would never happen. Like the sheer concept that she would have a feeling for me. That was probably true. That was probably the most truest thing he's ever fucking said to me. He kept telling me how people were so angry at me for talking about how she hurt me. Oh, and for the record, the thing she told me about how she was hurt with my words and what he said to me about how she was hurt by my words were completely different and contradictory. Okay, maybe not contradictory, but they're completely different. So one of them was lying to me. I believe both were lying to me. My conversation with the best friend, for the most part, felt okay. I didn't feel any deception or anything up until the point where I said I wanted to leave, and that's when it all became about trying to keep me within her grasp, within her life. She has shown no sign at that point of wanting me in there. She just wanted to keep me. She kept messaging me and saying that she cared about me. Then she'd get all high and indignant, and she said that I called her a liar, which I never did. But oh boy, that's my glasses. Oh boy, did she lie to me. Got plenty of proof of that. She constantly lied to me. I don't believe a single word she's ever said to me. I've still got screenshots of the text messages. I've got backups of all that. She kept saying she'll always be there for me. Funny that she's saying that she's never lied to me and she'll always be there for me. Both are contradictory statements, because she was never fucking there for me when I needed her the most. I was literally in hospital needing her, and she fucking ignored me. She abandoned me. I used to think that day was the worst day of my fucking life. I was so excited to finally come. Then when I got that message from her like 5 minutes before she was supposed to turn up, it was like all the light had been leached out of my world. And then came 3 months of emotional distance and isolation. And the few times I did see her, it was always, I knew by then she was back with that fucking asshole. And she still lied to me, to my face, about it. And then she lied to me about everything else. I told her she hurt me, and her response, I'm a bad friend. Not, I'm sorry I hurt you. She tried to use the fact that I'd get triggered by just random people just randomly tell me I'm sorry for no real apparent reason as an excuse to not apologize to me. That's not an apology. I told her, I admitted to her, I sent her original apology saying, I'm sorry I hurt you. And I admitted my hurt to her, and I apologized to her. I never got I've never gotten any apology for any of her actions towards me. All she did was just all she cared about was herself. She stopped caring about me. It was all a lie. Now, everyone I know who is connected to her, friends that I've had for 20 odd years, people I thought I could trust, they don't want to talk to me. As soon as I tell them that she's abused me, it's almost like they refused to acknowledge my pain, and that they condescend me. One of them constantly repeats the best friend's gaslighting, which I have debunked. Apparently everyone I know is angry at me. Everyone I know, being 3 people. No one else knew the identity of my abuser at the time. Most probably still don't. Because most probably haven't even bothered to listen to what I was saying. Read my book. I know 3 people. I know 4 people have. 4 people out of every single person I know. That's not directly connected to my abuser. That's not everyone angry at me. That's, 2 people who are angry at my words. And that was used. That was weaponized against me. My own abuse was weaponized against me. And I was made to feel like shit for what she did to me. And people won't even acknowledge that. I'm still at fault for reacting to my own abuse. How fucked up is that? I'm angry. Yes, I'm fucking angry. I'm also scared. I'm tired. I'm sad. I'm miserable. I'm lonely. I'm depressed. I can't feel happiness or joy. I can't feel. I can't feel those good things anymore. She took them from me. She ruined my life. I'm not going to have a happy birthday for my 45th. I'm not capable of it. I don't even know if there's any way she could rectify all the pain and hurt, because she hasn't even bothered to try. She hasn't even tried to reach out and say, hey, I'm sorry I fucking did that to you. No. Fuck me, right? The person who gets abused. The person who gets ignored. The person who's had the violence inflicted upon them. Nah, yeah, fuck me, right? I deserve it, I guess. I deserve everything she's ever fucking done to me. I don't know what else I can say. Apparently, I have done something so atrocious. They've not told me what. Apparently, I did something so atrocious that I deserve to be hurt the way she hurt me. What was my crime? Falling ill and having my toe amputated? Was that my crime? Was that the reason why you fucking hurt me the way I did? Or is it just because you saw someone who was weak and vulnerable and who cared about you, and you decided to stomp on them the way your fucking asshole boyfriend stomped on you? Was that it? Was that what you did to me? You felt mighty by hurting me. Doesn't matter anymore. Probably never mattered to begin with. Probably you didn't give a fucking flying shit about me. I was just someone you could use, wasn't I? I want to believe otherwise. I truly want to believe otherwise, but I don't know anymore. I want to believe that the woman I love still exists somewhere. I want to believe that 20 years wasn't a lie. I want to believe that 8 months together when I felt a connection to someone wasn't a lie. But we all know that's not true. And the camera's just stopped recording. Fuck me. So of course the I don't know if this is gonna oh, I don't know. So of course the camera stopped recording just when I got to the end there. I better wrap this up then. I don't know if I want her back in my life or not. There's days when I will swear to the gods I'll never let... I was going to say a really nasty word. There's days where all I want is to have her back in my life again. But they are few and far between. And there's days where I never want to see her again for the rest of my fucking life. I just want to know what the fuck happened. I just want the truth. I just want to know if the woman I loved was real or not. I want to know what was real and what wasn't. I want to know. I want to know what was real, what was true. I want to... Part of me wishes, like, I had the haha moment and all the puzzle pieces fit together. I could prove who was behind it all, and the truth of the matter is it's not going to happen. The one thing Pete told me is probably the truth. I'll spend the rest of my life not knowing if the only woman who's ever told me she loved me was lying or not. Love doesn't exist for me at least. It never will.